All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and I've been going over this, starting to create this St. Louis Blues website. I created our homepage, which has no CSS, so it doesn't look very nice right now. It's going to eventually look like this, but now it looks like this. All right, then I copied that page to the About page. So notice if I bring up the About page right now, it looks, of course you have to type it in correctly. It looks the same as my home page. All right, I'm going to change that right now. So in my About page, let's see, I do want, this is all the same. I changed this here to the word About. So this is all the same as what we had before, everything that's in here. I came in here and changed my active class to the About, so that's okay. All right, am I going to have a showcase? Yeah, I'm going to put everything in the showcase, in fact. I've got my image. Yeah, that looks good. The blue line. But now I can get rid of basically all of that information. And believe it or not, all the other sections that I have in here. But I want to keep the footer. All right, so right now there's not much on this page. You can see how it's changed. That's all that's in it now. Okay, now rather than having me sit and type in front of you, which I think is a waste of both our times, what I did was I grabbed that information that I had, all that paragraph information, okay, and I copied it. And I'm just going to paste it in right now. So that will go right here. Paste that in. Okay. Let's pretty this up a tad. So you can see what I'm doing here are literally just aesthetic changes. And believe it or not, that should finish up this second page. Okay, so we now have two pages. We've got our home page, which looks like this. And we've got our About page, which looks like this. Okay, so 2 of the 3 pages have been completed. All right, let's take this file and we'll do a save as, and we'll save this as contact.html. All right, that's going to be our 3rd page. Make our superficial changes in here. This will say contact. This will change our active page to the contact page. And what we're going to have inside of our showcase area is going to be this humongous form. And that's going to be about it. So, let me grab all this stuff. We're going to put in one paragraph here that says, show your support for our blues. All right, then I'm going to cut everything else out of here. All right, so now what's on this page is just this. I can go to the home, I can go to the About, I can go to the contact. They all work. All right. Now, again, to save a little bit of time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the stuff in, and after I copy the stuff in, I'm going to go back and explain all of it. So let me grab everything that's in here. And I promise to explain virtually every line that's in here. Okay? Again, this is not going to look very nice because, again, we are just building it. And it has no CSS in it. All right. So let's see. This is the time to clean this up as far as I'm concerned. That's what I'm going to do. I know you have to watch me sit and tab a bunch of times, but I still think as far as me setting everything up, this is going to work much better in the end. Yeah, I guess I could have, in fact, I will. I'll go and I'll go back and this is what I'm going to change yet. In fact, let's do it like this. Okay, that fixed that. That should be everything. And that's good. All right. Like I said, I could have typed it in front of you. I typed it in once. I don't really see the need to type it in again. But let's save this, and then let's take a look at the page. So, home, about, contact. So right now it doesn't look very nice, but you can see it has our form in it. So we'll use CSS to convert that into this. This still isn't that good looking a form, but it's workable, for lack of better words. All right? So let's go back, and for the rest of this video, let's discuss everything that's in here. And in particular, all the form stuff. So I just put a paragraph in there, no biggie. Form I gave an ID to so that later we're going to be able to, if we want to style it. Since there's only one form, I gave it an ID instead of a class. I set autocomplete to off. You may have seen that already. If you start filling up form, if it recognizes something, it'll fill it in for you. I don't want that. So this is my label. This right here that you see highlighted gives me this, the first name and the text box. Okay? So I'm trying to be HTML compliant to say the 4 equals. By saying that, that means that when I run this page and I click on the label, it puts me into the box. See that when I click on each one of these labels? All right, not that that's a big thing. I also gave each field an ID, so if we want to be able to manipulate that, if we do want to be able to manipulate it, all right, using JavaScript with a get element by ID, it now has an ID. I gave each one a name. So if, again, we decide we want to come in there and use server-side processing rather than client, JSP or PHP or ASP.NET, it now has a name. All right, so that's our first field. There's our second field. So these two are the same, except one says first name and one says last name. Then the address, then the city. Now the state is different. The state is made into a drop-down list. So notice we've got all 50 states plus the District of Columbia. Won't lie to you. I went in and Googled select list with 50 states. Found this USA state list snippet, grabbed every bit of that you see right there, and that's why it's even got the District of Columbia in it, and copied it, and that's what we have here. So that's the drop-down list. In addition, notice that for Missouri, because I'm in Missouri, I set that to selected, meaning that's our default state, meaning that when we run it, that's the state that appears in the box. Again, as you can see, as mentioned, absolutely no styling done on here. All right, then we had a similar thing for zip. So notice, first name type text, last name type text, address type text, city type text. The state was a select list with options. Zip code type text. All right. Email. I've got type text. It should have been type email. All right. Phone could be type tel. In fact, let's leave them off. We'll add those later in a later iteration. All right. Then we've got our submit button. Put a couple spaces in between it. And we've got our reset button. And that's everything that we have right here. So again, you can see that there is virtually no formatting done here. So I'm going to stop right now, and I'm going to pick it up in the next lecture. And in the next lecture, I'm going to come in, make a couple superficial changes, and then start the actual CSS portion. So I'll be back with that shortly.